Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's get wine. So today in this video I'm gonna talk basic things about some of the principal grape variety, whether it's gonna be the white or red, because when you enter to the hospitality industry you must need to know about this basic information about the wine. When you talk about the wine, it's really gonna be the literally very vast information when you go deeper, but this is the very few basic things. Whether you're working in hospitality industry or you want to work, these are the few things even in the interview, like they will ask you when they talk about the wine. So let's start with the white grape variety. So first white grape variety I'm gonna talk is the Chardonnay. It was originated from the Burgundy region of the France, and it also known as the benchmark for the white grape variety. So little bit talk about the flavors of the and aromas of the Chardonnay. So when it's grown in the cool climate, you often feel the flavors is more dominant on the citrus fruit like lime and lemon. You often feel the flavors of, and it's high in acidity. And when it's grown in the warm climate, there you can see the tropical aromas of the pineapple, you can see peach. And when it's go in the oak barrels, then you can feel the flavors of the clove and vanilla. Just in general sense, like it apply to most of the grape varieties. When it's grown on the cool climate, it show the characteristic of the citrus and the green fruits like green apple. And when it comes to the warm climate, it often show the characteristic of the tropical fruit, like it can be melon, pineapple. It depends upon the country wise and the region wise. So now let's move on the second white grape variety, which is the Sauvignon Blanc. It was originated from the France, usually found in the Loire Valley and even in the border region of the France. When you talk about the France, it's often so the characteristic of the citrus like green fruit, lime, and on the green fruit is so the flavors of the green apples and also the asparagus and the green bell pepper. So here I'm gonna compare with the country wise. Like when you say the France, it has the cool climate, so you often see the flavors of these things. When you compare to the New Zealand, it literally opposite. Because of the warm climate, you often see the tropical aromas of pineapples, there is mango, passion fruit. So now let's move on the third white grape varieties, which is the Pinot Grigio. It was originated in the Veneto region of Italy. Talking about the characteristic and the flavor profiles, it generally light in body. You can often feel the flavors of citrus like lemon, and sometimes the white pear also. It is really approachable. You can easily find in the market and most of the venue also. You can even pair with the seafood, light pasta. So now let's move on the fourth grape variety, which is the Riesling. It was originated in the Germany. Talking about the flavors and the characteristic, it usually high in acidity. You can often see the flavors of floral, there is a citrus like lime. And when it comes from the warm climate, you often see the tropical aromas or nectarine, peach. When you talk about the Riesling, it has a lot of the characteristic. It can be bone dry, off dry, sweet, extra sweet. And Riesling is it's a very versatile wine when you want to try with the spicy food, and when you want to try with the high acidic food. It has a lot of classification of the Riesling. So there is some of the things mentioned on the bottle, then you exactly track. I will not explain this all of the things about the Riesling, because it's gonna be a lot of information. Just the basic information you need to know, that is what's originated from the Germany. It has a characteristic of the high acidity, citrus aromas, floral. This is the things you need to capture. Now maybe in the future I will make more deep information and share about the all the grape varieties. So now let's move on the black grape varieties. So I'm gonna choose four of the principal grape varieties. First I'm gonna talk about the Pinot Noir. When you talk about the Pinot Noir, it's very delicate grape varieties which is low to medium in body. It has low to medium in tannins, and which often see the flavors of the red fruits, like you can say red berries, red plum, strawberries. And when it comes to the tertiary aroma, it shows forest flower and the mushroom. So now let's move on the third black grape variety, which is the Cabernet Sauvignon. When you talk about the Cabernet Sauvignon, is the hybrid of the Cabernet Franc, which is the red grape variety, and the Sauvignon Blanc, which is the white grape varieties. So let's talk about the flavors and the characteristic of the Cabernet Sauvignon. Is high in acidity, is high in tannin, is medium to full body. It often shows the flavors of the more dominant on the black fruit like blackberries, black cherries, but when it's not fully ripened, it shows the flavor of the mint or the green bell pepper. Often they do when they want to blend within the Bordeaux blend. Now let's talk about the fourth black grape variety, which is Shiraz or Syrah. When you talk about the flavor and the characteristic of Shiraz or Syrah, it's often more dominant on the black fruit side, where you often feel the flavors of the black cherries, blackberries, and you can also find the flavors of the vanilla and oak when it's aged in the oak barrels. Generally, this Shiraz or Syrah is medium in acidity, it's medium to full in body, but it's really very high in tannin. You can pair it with steak, you can pair it with the pizza, and also the mature cheese like smoked cheddars or manchego. So that's all for today. I hope you guys learned something from my video. If you know more about the wines and the grape variety, you can comment down and below, and don't forget to share, subscribe, and like the channels. Thank you guys. See you in the next video.